when a police officer, a patrolling police officer, is placed on the road, that person or that entire lot of police officers in a police mobile are exercising powers of a police station per se. In that case, if a police officer stops you on the road, makes an attempt to search you, or has reasonable suspicion that you've committed a cognizable or a non-cognizable offense, can either arrest you on the spot or take you to the police station for further inquiry. Well, in both the cases, what a citizen of Pakistan should know is that, number one, the person is not bound to answer the questions of a police officer. They have the absolute right to remain silent, based on the notion that innocent until proven guilty. Once the police officer stops you, he has reasonable suspicion. It is for them to collect the evidence against you to even initiate an inquiry or go towards lodging a FIR against you. Number two, you have the right to be represented by a lawyer. If you are denied that right, that's clear infringement of your constitutional fundamental right under Article 10A, which is right to a fair trial. And very, very important is that once you're being stopped by a police officer, it is your absolute right to know that why you have been stopped, or why you are being arrested, or why you are being searched. This notion of exceptions to private defense is coupled with the notion of, say, the fact that in circumstances where a police officer sees someone committing a crime, be it a crime which is a summary crime or a crime of a serious nature, in both cases, the police officer or any law enforcement official has to make an attempt to ensure that the person is not committing the crime. And if during that process, is there any obstruction of justice or any breach of law on part of that very citizen, and if force is applied to stop that citizen from committing the crime, and in retaliation that person applies force equally or, say, just hits back at a police officer, then any further force or power applied by a police officer to ensure law and order and the very fact that the crime is not committed would not amount to a private self-defense on part of that very citizen. So in a nutshell, this is exactly what this notion of exception to the private defense is.